playing a dad in this show, has this something taught you about fatherhood?
Well, I'm a very reluctant father. Like, firstly, I'm not a father. Like, it's like I don't want to be one. That's my choice.
Yeah.
I suppose I can be a good father, but this is like I'm just acting, and I'm not necessarily the best father in this one.
Yeah, but then there's an arc.
As compared to, say, Devilal. Like, I think Devilal was probably a slightly better dad.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, at least he had like that responsibility of like, I have to do my best and what's the right thing to do in that situation. Vishnu is not a guy who's always asking himself that question, what's the right thing to do? And that's why he gets into trouble and he goes through his journey.
The film also talks about therapy and seeking therapy as a family. What kind of a role has therapy played in your life personally? Or say in your...
See, I'm not going to hype it up.
Yeah.
So it has its place. But it's not like that's the only thing that really like, empowers you or something like that. A lot of introspection really helps. I do that a lot. But there have been few instances where I have had these revelations during therapy, which I feel that I have never had on my own. I could have never had them on my own. Because there was a person with an objective person sitting across, pointing these things out, and you are like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. It just completely gives you the perspective that you were looking for, that you couldn't find, that I wasn't able to find, after like years and years and hours of introspection. So yeah, it definitely has its place.
But what kind of a revelation has that been?
Many things. Some of it is really private and personal, so I don't feel that it's really important for me to discuss that. But yeah, I've had this, and I felt like, oh my God, like this, I didn't quite realize like some of my behavior is connected to, or some of my responses were connected to certain triggers, which I didn't know that was the reason. And once you point that out, and you immediately realize that like, this is absolutely right. So then when it happens again, you at least know that this is happening because of this reason, and you're in a better place to sort of take care of it.
But if there are more people involved in that, say it's a family therapy or I don't know.
I've only done couples therapy. I've not done family therapy.
Yeah. So in case of a couples therapy, was that useful in kind of ironing out?
It's very useful.
Yeah. As in terms of.
As in like. I'm dating my. I've gotten back with my ex-wife, and one of the reasons why that was possible was also because a lot of introspection and growth, also, and maturity, but also a lot of it, a good amount of it came from talking to another person who is a trained professional, and doing also couples therapy.
But you did couples therapy after you got.
Before we did, and then once we do it regularly now when we. Get back after we got back together, we try and do it as regularly as possible. Having said that, we just cancelled one on the 21st because I was busy, but yeah.
But do you kind of, since you have already gone through a divorce and now you're back together, do you kind of walk on eggshells? Do you approach it a more strategically, or do you still go by the instinct?
Sometimes some strategies are good, like to have, like to sort of, but not all the time. Like it's very hard for me to explain. It can't be same, like what works for me may not work for you in a situation, which is why it's very personal. Like if you have a therapist or therapists, and your journey with them is your personal journey, and sometimes you go through a few of them. Again, I'm not saying that, therapy is great, oh fantastic, my life changed. I'm not saying that. You have to put in work on your own also. But it definitely helps if you have somebody to guide you and to sometimes objectively look at certain things and tell you, okay, what you're thinking is right, or like maybe this is not a good idea. Because they're not emotionally invested in you. And they're also trained to sort of look at certain things and guide people and help them go through stuff. And I mean, I took an ADHD and anxiety test or something. I do have anxiety, but I don't take any medication for that, but many people I know who are friends of mine take medication for anxiety, and I also know people who have been diagnosed with ADHD. So, and then some changes in how you deal with them, it really helps also to have this kind of knowledge, so that the way you interact with them, can be more effective because you understand those triggers and all that. So, and a lot of understanding for this came through talking with a professional.
But have you guys been able to figure out like why it didn't work out then? Was it because of the time? Was it because of the contract?
Yeah, lots of things.
As in, that's why I'm asking that. Is it? Have you reached a point where you can objectively break it
Sure.
down? Yeah.
Sure. It's never one reason. Like it's just never one reason. It's just where you were at that point of time, what we were going through, and personally, I was going through a lot. I was working in a business that's really uncertain, and I was on shaky ground. I did not have a complete understanding of what the nature of the business. I was finding it difficult to accept also the nature of business, as I was saying that it is a certain way. You have to accept it. So it took me some time, and then I needed to have that one track focus mind, and perhaps I was not ready to sort of focus on other things. I didn't want to. So to have another, and also I grew up pretty much by myself. Now having somebody else in your house, I'm telling you, sometimes I was thinking like, I don't want this person in this house. I really love her, but then can I be alone for some time?
I'm happy with my cats.
Yeah. Not even the cats. It's just like, I don't know, how do I explain this? It's not that I hate people. It's just that sometimes I just want to be by myself. I feel really comfortable. I don't have to worry about because with yourself you can be truly yourself. With everybody else you are still in the sense, there is a certain courtesy I will extend to you, right? This is part of being a social being, right? Am I being truly myself? I'm probably being authentic, but at the same time, because we don't really have a personal relationship, there is a certain formality, which is how it works. And I want to be nice to you. I want to be decent to you, and you also. You don't want to ask questions where I feel like why is Devans asking these questions? So there is this certain decorum and certain thing that we follow, right? But when you are all by yourself, you don't have to do any of those things.